welcome to KMTV. I'm Bulletin, your top stories tonight. Twins found at Dover Cliffs named, end of the road for historic lift, and could you take on this assault course? But first this evening, a brother and sister whose bodies were found at the foot of the White Cliffs of Dover have been named. 59-year-old twins Muriel and Bernard Burgess were found at the bottom of Langdon Cliffs on New Year's Day. Their bodies have now been formally identified and their next of kin has been told. A third body found on the same day was Army veteran Scott Enyon, but his death is not being linked to the twins. None of the deaths are being treated as suspicious. Commuters travelling between Kent and London are facing delays after tube workers staged a 24-hour strike. The strike by London Underground workers started at 6 o'clock yesterday evening after a dispute over job losses and ticket office closures. Although national rail services won't be affected by the strike, there won't be any underground services from key stations like Victoria, London Bridge and King's Cross. Police officers shouldn't carry firearms all the time. That's according to Kent Crime Commissioner Matthew Scott. This comes after he announced plans to increase the council tax to cover policing budgets. Kent Crime Commissioner Matthew Scott has said he doesn't think police officers should be routinely armed. That's despite ongoing fears of a terrorist attack in the UK. And it comes just days after he said the terror threat was a key reason for plans to increase the council tax to cover policing budgets. Under these plans, residents in Kent are going to have to pay more to cover the costs of policing. In the proposal, there'll be a 3.3% increase in council tax to cover the county's police budget. £5 million of the force's reserves will also be used. It's thought this increase in funding will help protect people against terror threats and get more boots on the ground. But how exactly will this affect the taxpayer? For the policing section of the council tax, the average household bills will go up to £157, so that's the equivalent of an extra £5 a year. Since 2012, Kent Police has had to cut £62 million from its budget, and this year it's had to trim spending by a further £8 million. A seaside lift will be closing after more than 130 years in operation. Leas Lift in Folkestone has carried more than 35 million passengers since it opened in 1885, but the Health and Safety Executive said its braking system is unreliable. The operators don't have enough money to fund a new one and will be giving up its licence at the end of the month. It's likely the lift will stay closed unless a new group that can fund the repairs is found. And finally, have you ever fancied trying out some army-style training? Well, a new assault course set up in Deal gives you the chance to do just that. Fitness sessions at the course in Betshanger Park are aimed at people of all ages and give you the chance to have military-style training. The course tests strength and speed as you climb over walls and crawl through mud. And before we go, here's a look at the weather with Harry Pete.
The rain that we saw over the weekend continues to fall on Kent as a breeze pushes the clouds into central and eastern areas. Temperatures will drop overnight, but not quite as chilly as this time last week, getting up to around 6 or 7 degrees. Tuesday morning, the outlook looks much brighter and clearer with sunnier spells throughout the day and temperatures of 7 degrees across the county. Conditions look very much the same as we move on to the afternoon, but with some more cloud cover over Kent, it makes for a very grey Tuesday.
And don't forget that you can watch our sports show Team Talk after us tonight. On this week's episode, they'll have goals and scores from the weekend's non-league football action, as well as a look back at an eventful start to 2017 for the Gills. You can find the episode on their Facebook page or at kmtv.co.uk. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.